Hello everyone, my name is Despina Pandopoulos and I'm a student of Kingston University studying media and communications. The topic of my essay is about cultural appropriation in the fashion industry and how cultures can be negatively affected by the acts of brands copying their element. My personal interest in this topic is about fashion brands and fashion clothes and how such a simple thing that people wear on a daily basis at work, at home, or anywhere can be such bad influence on a culture's traditions, history, customs, identity, and create so many issues around them. Cultural appropriation, as a general term, is the act of the dominant cultures when copying cultural elements, customs, tradition, and behaviors of less powerful cultures for their professional or personal benefit, without giving any credits or benefits to the cultures where they originally came from. The term cultural appropriation has made its first appearance almost 50 years ago by Kenneth Coate Smith. Kenneth Coate Smith tried to merge two terms about cultural colonialism and the Marxist theory of class appropriation and explain the cultural appropriation and the negative effects that it may have. As about the fashion industry, cultural appropriation is getting more and more powerful. So designers, in their try to create and promote something new, they don't actually create it, but they copy it from cultures that the people won't be aware of them and sell it as their own creation without giving any benefits to the culture where they came from. One of the strongest examples of cultural appropriation in the fashion industry is the case of war bonnets. The war bonnets, which is a cultural element of the Native American people, has a big significance for them as it is the prize to warriors whose actions have been admired by the tribe. And another also important case of cultural appropriation in the fashion industry is the case of Kente cloth, which has been appropriated by Stella McCarthy. Kente cloth has been considered a royal cloth after it has been offered to the king of the Ashanti African tribe, Nana Ose Tutu. Cultures which are not that powerful are the ones which have been mostly affected by unstable political and social conditions, and when those cultures have been fighting for their equivalence by appropriating their cultures and their elements, people highlight the power that other cultures may still have on them. In addition, by highlighting the discrimination between cultures, cultural appropriation also creates racist feelings and highlights the difference that may white people have towards native people. Cultural appropriation in the fashion industry does not only affect the cultures, as it also affects the human mind. People are remaining uneducated and they don't know about other cultures, about other tradition, about other ethics, and when there is no reference on them, people still do not know where to search. A possible fair solution, it would be that people, they won't appropriate the cultures and take elements from their cultures without giving any credits to them, but they would appreciate them, so they would know more about the cultures, learn how to respect them and how to understand them and accept them. In the fashion industry, a possible solution would be if designers want still to take elements of other cultures, so they would work with these cultures, so they would properly do it and not alternate the meaning of the elements that they are taking, but they would try to highlight their meaning and let the people know about them. For example, the Brazilian designer Oscar Metsavat, who used the Ashanika tribe elements for his spring collection in 2016, let the people know about the tribe and about the problems that the tribe faces, so they would be able to get help by the people. Another example of solution would be the ASOS case, who worked with the designer Christine Mando for the ASOS Africa collection, and they dedicated articles about African tribes in the websites while working with the African tribes for their designs and using fabrics from there. There have been a lot of studies conducted around this topic, studies that mainly have to do about the harm that the appropriate culture can suffer from, studies about like the politics and the identity of the culture, or even about authenticity and ownership. So, by trying to make a conclusion from all these studies, so the similar thing that they came on is that cultural appropriation is like the theft of intellectual property, as the people of the cultures have not the power to change this fact and not be cultural appropriated. So the data collection and the sources were like mainly books, websites, researches about like cultural appropriation in general, not only in fashion, online and printed magazines and articles of the magazines, newspapers, online and printed version, and other research. While this essay has not a specific target audience, as it's a topic like for all the world, like all the world should know like about this problem that cultures may face and be able like to accept those problems and seek for solutions and help those cultures with these problems. So, in conclusion, we can say that cultural appropriation in the fashion industry downgrades the cultural value. Cultural appropriation raises the levels of racism and discrimination. And what is more, cultural appropriation in the fashion industry raises ignorance of the public towards other cultures. So, fashion brands should be able to exchange elements, not only elements but benefits, and not only steal from other cultures. They should be able to reflect the respect to other cultures through their designs, and people have to learn how to appreciate other cultures and not only copying.